What's up, everyone? We've got some breaking news. The Buffalo Bills have fired their head coach, Sean McDermott. We're going to talk about it here on No Buts About It. What's up, everyone? My name is Josh Butts, and you are watching No Buts About It. Like I said at the top of the show, we have some breaking news. Some news that is shocking to me, maybe not shocking to others. I did not see it coming personally. But the Buffalo Bills have fired head coach Sean McDermott after 9 seasons with the team. He started coaching the Buffalo Bills back in 2017, the year before they drafted Josh Allen, which was 2018. And Josh Allen started his rookie year in week 2 for the Buffalo Bills. He replaced Nathan Peterman and became the full-time starter that year. So Sean McDermott has pretty much had Josh Allen his entire coaching career with the Buffalo Bills. And so let's look at Sean's overall record here. So Sean has 98 wins and 50 losses in the regular season. He has an 8-win, 8-loss playoff record. He has 8 playoff berths in 9 seasons. 5 AFC East titles in a division that includes the Patriots and the Dolphins. Remember, the Dolphins were competitive like 2 seasons ago for 2 or 3 seasons as well. So that wasn't a difficult division to win. They have 2 AFC championship game appearances in 2020 and 2021. And he led the Bills to the divisional round 4 consecutive times from 2020 to 2023. However, the big kahuna has been out of Sean McDermott and Josh Allen's reach, and that is the Super Bowl, of course. They have never appeared in the Super Bowl. And that's kind of been the, white whale that they've been chasing. And that seems to be why Sean McDermott got fired. Josh Allen did not play well in Saturday's game. He took the blame himself. He had multiple turnovers. One of them was controversial. Seems like there's always a controversy whenever the Bills lose in the playoffs, and it's usually somewhat justified, in my opinion. I mean, I still don't know what to make of that catch interception type thing. Broncos fans will say it was clearly an interception. Bills fans will say it was clearly a catch. And then, the rest of the NFL fans where I fall are kind of all in between. But now Josh Allen, who already felt bad about the loss, I'm sure feels absolutely awful that he apparently got his head coach fired. But that's an unfortunate part of the business of the NFL. However, I don't really get this. This does not make sense to me. I understand. I'm a Bengals fan. I want you to see. I'm a Bengals fan. I do not understand firing a coach just because he cannot get you to the Super Bowl. I know that is the point. I know that that's all we want. That's all we fans want. Again, Bengals fan, I'm with you. I'm with you there. I'm with you, Bills fans. I sympathize with you. But whenever I look at a head coach, I have to ask, is this coach is he worse than whoever I have to replace him with? Are the options out there clearly better? And if you had asked me a week ago, I think you could make an argument. I think you could have made an argument for John Harbaugh that he was better than Sean McDermott. I think you could have. I don't think it would be very strong, but I think and I'm a Kevin Stefanski guy. I like Kevin Stefanski. I think you could have made an argument that Josh Allen needed an offensive-minded coach in favor of Kevin Stefanski. I don't think he's a better coach than Sean McDermott. But if that was what you wanted and that was your justification, I got you. I'm with you there. I just don't see this working out for the Buffalo Bills because now, of course, you have Josh Allen, but who that is currently available? Remember, John Harbaugh finalized his deal with the Giants. Kevin Stefanski, I believe, could still back out of his deal with the Atlanta Falcons, pull a Josh McDaniel, but that wouldn't be very smart, in my opinion, and would look bad. I don't know that Mike McDaniel is a legitimate contender for this role. So of our guys that have maybe Raheem Morris, I don't think he's legitimate either, though. So of our guys that have head coaching experience, who that we may look at for this role, none of those guys really stick out to me, or they're unavailable. Then let's look at the coordinators. Okay, you've got Clint Kubiak, the offensive coordinator for the Seattle Seahawks, spent some time with the New Orleans Saints. He could be an option, but he's going to be heavily sought after. We've got a lot of teams that are interviewing for him. We've got Vance Joseph, who's with the Broncos. He's another defensive minded guy. Is that the way that you're going to want to go? Same with Chris Shula, another heavily looked at guy, but he is a defensive mind. Once again, Brian Flores, defensive mind, heavily looked at coach. You're going to be in competition for these guys, most likely. You don't know for certain that these either of those four guys, any of those four guys are going to do better than Sean McDermott. You don't know that any of those guys are going to, bring what this team needs. Sean McDermott was passionate about winning. He showed that. He showed that in every single one of the playoff losses that we saw. He was passionate about winning. And he was passionate this last game. He was passionate in the press conferences. He was still talking about it the day after. And I think Sean McDermott's a really good coach. I would not be shocked to see another team turn around and hire him this coaching session, because I think that he is the top candidate now. I think this is another John Harbaugh situation where the Buffalo Bills are probably the best coaching spot now, and Sean McDermott is simultaneously the best coaching candidate. Like it was with you could make an argument for the Ravens, but I do think the Buffalo Bills are a bit better. But they fired their head coach. We'll see what happens. Zach Taylor still has a job. Now, he's a guy who I could say, yeah, there are guys out there who I think could do a better job than Zach Taylor. However, Zach Taylor, he cares about the team. Joe Burrow wants him. He loves the team. He loves winning. I think he does genuinely care about winning. He just doesn't know how to do it, and the front office handicaps him. But it's just crazy to me that we're in this coaching cycle where John Harbaugh's been fired, Mike Tomlin's been fired, Mike McDaniel's been fired. You've got Kevin Stefanski's been fired. Now Sean McDermott's been fired, and the Bengals are still just kind of holding on. We'll see what happens. It's a crazy world out there, but I just don't think this is the right move for the Buffalo Bills. Go out and prove me wrong. Hire a great guy, but you got the Patriots on the up, and you're deciding to kind of abandon the guy who got you to where you were. Maybe now the conference championship becomes unattainable, or the divisional round. I don't know. I just think that this is a very bold move, because if your ceiling has been, this conference championship, and that's what you can't bust through, some teams just don't make the Super Bowl. And that's just the reality of it. It's a sad situation, but it's true. And that's not something to attain. I don't think it's a failure overall for a coach to not make the Super Bowl, especially when they make the playoffs as consistently and they win wildcard games as consistently as what Sean McDermott did with the Buffalo Bills. I don't know that another coach is going to be able to do that as consistently, even with Josh Allen, especially considering that Josh Allen didn't really have a ton of help around. He had James Cook. Let's give him Khalil Shakir. Dalton Kincaid was injured a lot. Dawson Knox is aging. The O-line's kind of aging as well, but not great. Defense is aging or injured. Like, they had names, but they weren't prime guys anymore, in my opinion. I just think this is a mistake on the part of the Buffalo Bills. But let me know what you think down below. Bills fans, I completely get why you'd want to change in, the helm, but I don't know who is going to be better than Sean McDermott at leading a team, and I wouldn't be shocked to see him picked up. But let me know your thoughts down below. Thanks, and until next time, go do something nice for someone.